Hi everyone. Okay, just an impromptu video this week. Today is Wednesday, the 14th of August, I believe. I did my weigh-ins for this video already last Sunday, so I'm going to tack that on at the end of this, but I am officially recording this after doing my weigh-in. So we do have a weigh-in this week. It's different from last week, and just an update, the toilet situation has been resolved, so we're all good there. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's in the other videos. So today I just thought I would do a quick video on my experience breastfeeding and also feeding a toddler while on carnivore. For anyone who hasn't watched up to now, I've been on carnivore for almost 6 weeks now. I had planned to do it just for the month of July. I then extended it on for another 2 weeks, which ends this Friday. So I think maybe on Saturday I'll record a video just of like my experience. I did one already of my husband's experience because he did it for July, but he did not extend. So this is my experience with my kiddies. I've got 2 girls after 6 weeks on the carnivore. I do have notes here, so I kind of practiced. So I'm just going to like read from my notes more than anything. Again, this is more of an impromptu video because I did not know what to do a video on this week. Okay, so let's get into it. I thought I would start with breastfeeding first. So when I started carnivore, as I said, I'm on about 6 weeks now. My baby was about 6 weeks old then, so she's just turned 13 weeks. Well, she's going on 14 weeks now, but I don't know, the weeks aren't adding up there, but she was about 6 weeks old when I started. And just kind of like, I don't know, like a lot of this could be coincidental. It could just be she could have been this way anyway without carnivore. I have no idea, but I just thought I'd kind of explain like how she's doing now. Just turned 3 months, and again, this could be completely coincidental, but I just thought I would say that anyway. So she's very verbal, so she is oohing and ahhing a lot. She's very strong, she's very alert. When I say strong, like she is strong, like everyone comments on it, like she is like she's ready to stand. It's mad. Like she's not going to stand for a while, but she's very, like, she wants to do it. She's also a great sleeper. She's sleeping all night. She has been sleeping all night for a while. Like there's the odd time she might wake up, but basically she'll be down from like 8:30, 9 until like 5:30. Then she'll have a feed and go back to sleep. I am exclusively breastfeeding her. I give her the odd bottle of formula just because I want her to know how to take a bottle, because I exclusively fed my first and she just would not take a bottle. So I just thought it'd be handy if she knew how to take a bottle just in case for emergencies if I wasn't there, or it just gives me a tiny bit more freedom if she's able to do it. You okay? You having your num-nums? 2 seconds, honey, okay? So yeah, I breastfed my first until 14 months. I think I just said that. So in terms of breastfeeding, I'd be fairly experienced in that. My first fed a lot more than my current baby. She seems to be like a very efficient feeder, which is great as well. Like as I said, she's just... Oh, is there a bee in the car? There's not a bee in the car. It's outside. We do have the 3-month assessment on Monday, so I'm very interested to see, is everything in my head or will I go there? Because they do tell you kind of percentiles of like where your child is at. So, you know, we could go in and it's like, yeah, everything's average and normal. I think everyone thinks their baby's great and is above average, or we could go in and it could be completely different. But I would be very interested to see even like what weight she is now, because she's a tub. She, as I said, just turned 3 months. She's been in 3 to 6 clothes for a while now, and we are breaking out to 6 to 9 months because literally the onesies, like her feet are squashed at the end, like, you know. Okay, we get out soon. Okay, mommy's just doing a quick video. Just on her as well, so the last 4 months of her pregnancy I did 75 hard. The car, yeah, we get out in a sec. I did 75 hard. So yeah, I did 75 hard for the last 4 months of the pregnancy, so I think that does help because I was walking a lot, I was drinking a lot of water, doing yoga, and I also was not eating any junk food. So I think that helped a lot in terms of like, obviously I'm growing a baby, so I'd say definitely like the lack of junk food and stuff like that would have contributed to how she is now. But yeah, even when she was born, like the neonatal doctors and stuff were saying that she's quite long for a newborn and stuff like that. Can't remember, I think she was like 52 centimeters or something when she was born. But yeah, as I said, I'm just really interested to see percentiles, what she is on Monday. I really can't wait for that. So teething, when she was born, I was like, oh my god, does she have teeth? Because some babies are born with teeth. Now, she does not have any teeth, but like I definitely think she is teething a lot. She is such a dribbler. My first was not a dribbler. And yeah, it just, a lot of people, when they have her, they're like, oh, I think she's teething, and I'm like, yeah, I think so too. Again, these could be completely incidental, but I just thought I'd share them anyway. She's a really happy, smiley baby, so content, no reflux, no nothing. Again, completely different from my first. We did bring her to a chiropractor when she was like 6 days old or something, so that might have helped the reflux or whatever, but super happy baby. Did I have any concerns doing the carnivore while breastfeeding? Honestly, no. I just not because I was like, oh, carnivore is great or anything, because I was just doing it as an experiment, but more so I just trusted that like my body would just produce whatever she needed. So if I was lacking anything, it would just take it from me or whatever. So it never really bothered me in terms of the breastfeeding side of things about that. However, I did find like some carnivore for kids content online, and I was very reluctant to watch that. I suppose it's more so for my toddler, but I don't know, it just kind of felt a bit weird because I was just doing it as an experiment for myself. But eventually I started watching some of them, and Anthony Chafee, the doctor, the neurosurgeon I think he is, he has a good few videos out there about like breastfeeding and being pregnant while on the carnivore, and how baby development can be like greatly increased from that, and sped up, and even like in your womb the baby can like grow much quicker, and that like apparently according to him that's the way it's meant to be, but we're all actually quite slow because we don't eat carnivore. He'd be quite a Puritan when it comes to carnivore diet. But yeah, I just found them really interested, and that's why I'm so interested in Monday, just to see, you know, has it done anything for her. But yeah, that's kind of it on the breastfeeding side. I would be interested if anyone does watch this and they're breastfeeding, or they have breastfed and they're carnivore or keto or whatever, or you're not, like your thoughts or, you know, your experience as well, just out of interest. Okay, so Toddler, so she just turned 2 the other day, so she was just 23 months or whatever, 22 months when we started carnivore. Honestly, did not intend for her to change her diet whatsoever. This was just me and my husband. She was going to eat as normal. She did eat as normal. Like, I kept buying her all the stuff that we would have bought beforehand. Obviously, we weren't eating it with her, so your shoes after falling down. Mommy, get it in a minute, okay? So she'd have like porridge, peanut butter, chia seeds, crushed up nuts, all the berries and stuff for her breakfast, etc, etc.
Mommy, I said that.
Okay, 2 seconds. The first like 18 months of her life we were pescatarian, so like she wouldn't have eaten really much meat. We weren't really like strict on like her not eating meat. Like if we were over at like my mom's house and there was meat there or whatever, she could eat it, but like we just were not eating meat. When I turned pregnant, or when I got pregnant, I started craving meat. Okay, honey. I started craving meat, and that's kind of where we started snowballing back into eating meat in the first place. So she started eating a bit more, but again, we weren't eating that much of it for it to really like affect her in any way. Like yeah, she might get like little things of chicken or something like that, but she's so chatty back there. But it wasn't that much of meat that she was having. So I just want to like preface this that like she was not a huge meat eater before we went carnivore. Turn over my notes. I feel like I'm trying to speed along here because she's in the back and she really wants to get out of the car. I'm visiting my mum at the moment, and it's mental, and trying to record a video is a non-start. So anyway, so when we first turned carnivore, as I said, like I was still buying exactly the same stuff for her. I noticed that she stopped eating stuff as much if we weren't eating it. So like I'd buy bread for her to have toast and stuff like that. She would just not eat it. Like the bread was gone moldy, I had to stop buying it or putting it in the freezer and stuff like that. Like she just lost interest in a lot of stuff that we weren't eating, and she's always been a really good eater. And at the very beginning particularly, she would mill steak into her and egg and everything. Like she'd be eating off like my plate and like rashers and stuff like that, but she would like a lot. Like I'd be like, oh my god, like she loves steak. Like, and like there were some of the steaks that like I'm gonna see if I can get like a little montage of little shots that I've had of her over the last 6 weeks and put them in this video. But like, oh, she would be loving the steak. And then I suppose week 3, 4 maybe, she kind of slowed down. She didn't stop eating them, but like she kind of pretty much wasn't that bothered with eggs anymore. She still loved her rashers. Steak she'd kind of give her, like, leave or take. Still loved her chicken, burgers, all that sort of stuff. And bear in mind, we're not putting any sauces or anything, it's just like salt, and there's no seasoning or anything in them either. But yeah, she kind of slowed down a bit, but she was still eating it, but slowed down a bit. And then just in the last week or two, Brona, no, we don't throw them on the floor. Stop, put it back in. Just in the last week or two, she started like milling it back into her, not to the extent that it was at the beginning, but like more than it has been. And it's so interesting because I started listening, coincidentally aside from this, to a book called Ultra Processed People. I think I heard of it from another YouTuber or whatever, but I was listening to that, and it's like really like goes into studies that have been done around food and stuff. And there's a lot of studies that have been done with children, like even infants and stuff, that would not have a clue what different foods are, like 9 months old or whatever. And like there was one 9-month-old that had like a severe vitamin D deficiency and would mill cod liver oil, and then like loads of cod liver oil, and then just stopped having cod liver oil and never touched it again. And it was like they just knew instinctively that they needed certain vitamins or they had certain deficiencies or whatever. So I'm really curious from that if, well, I now believe she's intuitively eaten for what she needs, right? So she's reduced stuff that's not great for her, and she's increased better stuff in her diet and stuff. But if you think about the fact she didn't have that much meat pre us going carnivore, and she had so much steak at the start, I think that she was getting something that she was missing. So she had needs that hadn't been getting met, and then she was meeting them with the steak, and then she was satiated with that, and then she was able to drop it down, and then maybe she needed a little bit more, so she's gone back up. And I just find that fascinating, to be honest. It's just been like a really interesting, I didn't think she would be affected at all by us doing this, but like I am just doing it for an experiment, and I've been really fascinated watching her and how like she stops eating certain things that we're not eating, she starts eating more of things, and how she is selecting what kind of foods that she wants and how much she is really enjoying them as well. Like she would never, like she has like rashers and stuff every single morning after her porridge. Yeah, it's just really, really interesting. Also, like pre-carnivore, like we would have been having like little snacks, like maybe like biscuits or whatever, or protein bars and stuff like that. So she would have been having like little bits of what we were eating. Obviously we weren't eating any of that. She did not miss it in the slightest. It just really, really highlights that like our children eat what we eat. Like it's monkey see, monkey do, and like we have such a huge influence on their nutrition. And it was just like, obviously you know that mentally, but like when you actually see it like play out, like in August it was her birthday, we had like a little family holiday. I'm now technically on a little family holiday down at my mom's for a week, and you know, with her birthday and stuff, there's cake and there's different things, or like, you know, being with like in-laws, like there's little treats here and there, or ice creams or whatever. And like to me, I'm just like, oh my god, like she went like a whole month basically with nothing, and now she's getting more in. But it's just so interesting how much of an impact that we have. Nearly done, Finn. 1 more minute, okay?
No.
Yes. So anyways, I better rush. Almost there, honey. Okay, so other foods that she would normally eat, like porridge, peanut butter, as I said. Brona, do you want rasher and steak? Okay, so no crying for 2 minutes, and then we go in and get some rashers and steak, okay?
No, I like.
Yeah. So peanut butter, fruit, crackers, butter, Yogurts, olives, sweet corn. An interesting thing about olives as well, she always has loved olives, like loves olives. Like we have a house in Portugal, and when we go over there she started just like eating so many olives, and then here she'd eat them as well. I've noticed her olive consumption has gone down slightly. Like she still has olives, but like she does not want them half as much as she did before, and I wonder if she was supplementing her fat intake through the olives, and now that she's getting fat through different meats and stuff like that, she doesn't need them as much. I just find that so interesting. Again, this could be completely coincidental and incidental, and I have no idea. It's not scientific whatsoever, but just some cool some cool findings that I have seen. That's, I think, all of it actually. Yeah, I think that's all my notes. So I have a hungry baby. I have to go feed her. She actually has a little snack bowl there. Bronny, you have chicken in your snacks. Have some chicken. No. So I'll post my check-in from last Sunday now. I have to, and my pictures as well. Friday is my last day, so I'll do a quick Q&A about that and my experience, and basically what my next plans are after Friday. But yeah, that is it from me today. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. No, just one. Good girl.
Me too.
Two. Just eat one, okay? No, just one. Good girl. Just one. Have that after you finish the first one. Nummies. Nummies. Are you trying to lick the steak?
Yeah.
Nom 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 nom. Do you like steak?
Yeah.
Is steak your favourite?
Yeah.
Steak tasty? Steak tasty?
Yeah.
Smoked salmon?
Yeah.
Do you like smoked salmon?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to eat some?
Yeah.
That nice.
Yummy. Nom 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 nom.
Want some more? Yeah?
You sucking on the fat? Rona. You sucking on the fat? Is it nice? You have some? Straight to the steak. Bronze, you having some steak? It's a nice ribeye steak. And you want some rasher when it's ready? Yeah, and some egg. Do you like them? Are they num-nums? Yeah. Is it ready?
Yes.
It's not hot, it's ready. Is it tasty? Say, tasty.
Tishy.